Hello everyone. My greetings to one and all. This is the second session on human capital formation. The first session was about very basics of human capital formation. I am Poonam Vohra from Economics Learning Center. I would like to emphasize on the fact that human capital formation is of utmost importance because it is considered as a greatest asset of the nation that contributes to the development. And why is development required? Development is required to reinforce an enabling environment so that people of the country can live a long life, a happy life, and a creative life. This has become more necessary in today's globalization, digitization era. So one has to understand, how can people be assets to the nation? How do they become resources? What are the sources of human capital formation? This is exactly what will be discussed in this session. So let us begin. People are considered to be the real wealth of nation. They can be transformed into human capital by various sources. That is, by offering formally organized education at school and university level, by enhancing health facilities and services, by imparting on-the-job training, by organizing study programs for adults that are not organized by firms and facilitate migration of individuals and families to adjust to changing job opportunities. In narrower sense, investment in human capital implies expenditure on education and training of workers in the specialized fields, whereas in wider sense it implies expenditure on health, education and social services in general. Education is the most important tool for having human capital formation in the country, because skills of an educated person is more than that of uneducated person. Skills enables persons to generate more income. So educational opportunities need to be expanded, and individuals and governments need to invest in education because education confers higher earning capacity and gives better social standing, enables the persons to make better choices in life, provides knowledge to understand the changes taking place in society, stimulates innovation, and facilitates adoption of new technology, ultimately leading to increased efficiency in their workplace. Providing health facilities and health services is another important source of human capital formation. It is a source of human capital as it increases the supply of healthy labor force. Poor health and undernourishment adversely affects the quality of manpower. A sick labor without any medical assistance is compelled to abstain from work, and hence there is loss of productivity. So it is important to incur expenditure on health and maintain productive labor force, where expenditure on health includes spread of health literacy, purchase of preventive and curative medicines, provisioning of safe drinking water, good sanitation facilities in order to maintain good hygiene. Now assess yourself. A piece of information is being given. You need to draw an inference and give your suggestion. The information is the National Employability Report, Engineers 2016, known as NERE, by Aspiring Minds, an employment assessment organization, found out that nearly 80% of graduating engineers are unemployable. The Annual Status of Education ASER annual reports by NGO Pratham have repeatedly pointed out that a large proportion of students studying in public schools in India are not learning even the basic skills of language, comprehension, and numeracy. From the information as provided, inference that can be drawn is that the students lack in employability skills that comprise of oral and written communication skills, analytical skills, critical thinking, and problem solving skills. So the suggestion is that there is a need to overhaul the education system in favor of developing and enhancing skills to convert human resources into human capital. Similarly, on-the-job training is equally important as it is required to enhance the skills and expertise of human capital in order to increase productivity of workers, because training helps in enhancing skills and efficiency of workers. Now, read this paragraph and give suggestion. A new specific computer software has been developed to measure the organizational effectiveness. Even the most experienced and educated employees require training to learn and review the organizational procedures. It was felt that on-the-job training for employers and employees is a better option than paying for conferences or guest speakers. You need to suggest 3 benefits of on-the-job training. On-the-job training in comparison to having conferences and guest speakers is much better and is beneficial because it is easily applicable. 2, human capital formation takes place, and 3, it saves money and time because the impact of having a guest speaker or attending conferences may be short term, but if you are trained, it will have its long time impact. So it is better. People migrate from rural to urban areas in search of jobs. Technically qualified people migrate from one country to another country for higher salaries. It involves 2 costs. 1, cost of transportation from one to another place, and 2, higher cost of living in the migrated place. Expenditure on migration is a source of human capital formation, as enhanced earning in the migrated place is greater than the cost involved in migration. Information is also a source of human capital formation, as expenditure is incurred to acquire information about labor market. That is, amount spent on seeking information about educational institutions, their educational standards, and cost of education. Also, level of salaries associated with various types of education and jobs. That is, whether educational institutions provide employable skills and at what cost. So by finding such information, one contributes to the formation of human capital. After having information about where all expenditure is to be incurred to have human capital formation, one is then forced to think who invests in human capital formation. It's individuals. Individuals invest because they want to increase their earning capacity by spending on education and training. Employers also spend. Employers invest because they plan to increase the efficiency of their workforce. So in-service training programs, seminars, orientation programs, on-the-job training are being provided by the employers. So far as big companies are concerned, they understand labor as an active factor of production and they invest in providing healthy work environment. So they choose to invest in making the workplace more aesthetic, well maintained, and believe in building up the team spirit to enhance efficiency of their workers. Government also invests. Government invests in education. India invests 3% of GDP on education. Apart from this, expenditure is incurred on providing health, sanitation, hygiene, safe drinking water, timely dissemination of information and so on. These are considered as the critical areas in which government has to invest for better human capital formation. Now read the following information and answer the questions based on it. I will read it for you. For decades, India's skilled professionals have preferred emigrating to the West in search of better jobs, lucrative salaries, and higher standards of living. Today's millennials are keen to follow the same course. So the question is, why is India failing to hold back its talented and skilled individuals from moving abroad for good? Give two reasons. Secondly, and what needs to be done? Two major reasons for India's inability to hold back its skilled manpower as well as millennials are: 1. Lack of good higher education, and 2. Existence of wide gap between the academic knowledge and skill requirement in the industry. This situation can be tackled when emphasis will be on industry-academia partnership so that practical knowledge gets included in the academic information, or let there be hands-on activity while completing the degree course. And secondly, there is a need to constantly upskill the existing workforce. These two measures, when taken simultaneously, will enable the skilled manpowers to remain in their own country. I hope you have understood the various sources of human capital formation. You must have realized how important it is to upskill the existing workforce and to integrate academia with industry. These and so many other such measures need to be taken in order to enhance the capital formation process. With this, the session comes to an end. The next session focuses on the role of human capital formation in economic development. Till then, keep reading, keep learning, and keep having such information for analysis purposes.